Batman #1 is finally here. So let's talk about that. Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Batman #1. This is a new book kicking off a new series in a whole new direction with a new creative team for Batman from DC Comics. This is written by Matt Fraction with art by Jorge Jimenez, Tommy Moret on colors, letters by Clayton Cowell. In this book, a bold new era of Batman and the Dark Knight starts here. A new day dawns for the Dark Knight detective as Eisner Award winning writer Matt Fraction, who you may know from things like Hawkeye, one of the most celebrated series over at Marvel, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. He joins forces with superstar artist Jorge Jimenez, who's been working on Batman for quite a while and has become, I feel, one of the pantheon of Batman artists, at least of the modern era. This is going to be an unforgettable new era for Batman. The best superhero in comics gets a brand new first issue to kick off this new age that will test Batman and Bruce Wayne like never before. Now, I was able to read both issues 1 and 2 of this a little while back, and I made a video about that, so you can go check it out. But I do want to reiterate this book is fantastic. And we're going to do a follow up video full of spoilers with everything that happened in the first issue. But this is just a quick review of the first issue for you to know, do you want to pick this up? Is this something that appeals to you as a comic book buyer? And then the reasons why you probably should. Now, this Batman title has only been rebooted 3 times. So there's not a lot of Batman #1s out there. So that's, as far as collectability, that's one issue, one thing right there, right? There's a lot of really cool blind bag variants. There's a lot of really cool stuff that DC's doing to kind of put this off, put this over like the big title that it is. We have a really interesting first appearance, which you may want to check out. A character that feels like it's going to be kind of important, or maybe at least woven into the fabric of Gotham. But Matt Fraction starts to unravel this story in such a fun way. There's a lot of loose ends left from Chip Zdarsky's run that were kind of just changed, right? Vandal Savage is now the commissioner of the GCPD, so like that's one big thing. How does Batman operate in a city where he himself is being sought out by the police? He's not, and Vandal Savage, Batman has he's lost a lot of his money. He doesn't have his house. We're trying to get all that back, and eventually he's had some of that stuff kind of come back to him. Now, the thing that also adds just another great layer is that Jorge Jimenez over the past few years has been perfecting the way that he approaches Batman. Jimenez has this really cool dynamic style, very edgy, and by that I mean like there's some very angular lines. There's a lot of really cool. It's very clean, very crisp art. I really love the way that it works, and of course with colors by Tommy Moret, like they really make the city pop. Interestingly enough, this first issue, has a lot of scenes that take place during the daylight. We get some really cool redesigns of some old characters, and as I mentioned, the status quo is not what you're used to when reading a Batman book. So on top of all that, there's the intrigue of how will Batman, what's going to be his new upcoming test. It also feels like Matt Fraction has made it a point to make Bruce Wayne a big part of the run as well. So we're going to be getting developing stories from both sides of this one character. There's some really charming stuff as well. I don't want to go too much into detail here because it would be a little bit of a spoiler. But it's a big deal, I think. I've been reading comics for a long time now, and I have not been excited for a reboot and a #1 like this for a long, long time. Maybe since we got out of, maybe since DC Rebirth, but even then, that didn't really fully reboot everything on the Batman side of things, right? The New 52 did not. We got a new #1, and they changed some things, but the Batman book overall, the Batman office didn't change many things from that. They just kind of compressed the line. So I'm a big fan of Matt Fraction. That Hawkeye run is something that I recommend to any new reader to come in, and it's very new reader friendly comics. So I also appreciate that we're gonna get a Batman that is gonna be new reader friendly, because the big part of this is the big thing that DC is setting out to do, other than tell these really cool stories, is to get more readers. And after the success of Superman this summer in the box office, I have never had so many people ask me, what comics should I read? Where can I start? And now I'm very happy to tell them you can just jump on to Batman number one, because it is a great, great comic to start with. It's really cool to kind of come in as a new comic book reader, as I kind of did with the New 52, and be welcomed with a number one issue. It feels like a barrier that you can't surpass. So it's a barrier that you're not going to get stuck on there. So very excited for a lot of this. But the book is great. The story's fantastic. The way that Matt Fraction is reaching for the core, the essence of what makes Bruce Wayne and Batman really exciting. And then of course we have Robin as well that will join the team eventually, which is my favorite Robin that's coming in, Tim Drake. So a lot of very cool stuff. But before we get out of here, I want to check out all the variants that we have, because they have announced so many cool things. So let's go take a look at that, and then we'll wrap up this video. We are back looking at all these variants now. This is just the beginning. There are 50 images on here on the League of Comic Book Geeks. There's probably more stuff out there. There's the blind bags that we haven't fully revealed all those. So let's go through some of these variants and take a look at what you could be getting at the shop this week with Batman number one. So that was the main cover. Then we have Mike Mayhew cover. Looks to be a 1 in 50. No. This is just a foil Virgin variant. We have another Mike Mayhew variant as well. You're gonna see a lot of these that may be they may be a repeat, because they look the same, but they just do like different treatments, foil and stuff like that. Dave Wilkins, that's very cool. The Virgin variant version of that. We have Tyler Kirkman, the 616 Comics variant. So some of these are commissioned for specific shops, and you can only get those at those shops. Here's another Kirkham, and one more. With this one looks to be the foil. This is the logo foil variant. They've been doing a lot of these logo foils where it's just the emblem. We have a Jim Lee. I believe this is a wraparound, but I do like that we see here Anarchy in the back. That's very interesting. There's I wonder what that means for the story going forward. Mark Silvestri doing a Batman cover, J. Scott Campbell doing a Batman cover as well, Frank Quietly. A lot of these will also come in foil, so we might see them a couple times. This is Gabriel Delato, Julian Totino Tedesco, another bat symbol. This is the foil variant for Jimenez's main cover. Art Germ, of course, a blank cover so we can get a sketch on him. Andy Kubert, David Aja, who's collaborated with Matt Fraction in the past. Looks like we have a 1 in 1,000 Jorge Jimenez that's not been revealed yet, and a 500. So those are probably from the blind bags that haven't been revealed. Kubert has a blind bag. The Poly Bag Special Edition has a blind bag. So it looks like a lot of these will also be the blind bag foil variants of the normal stuff that we've seen. That's very cool. I hope I get some of that stuff. Yeah, the Lee is Jim Lee's connecting for sure. You can kind of tell. Okay, let's see. I think we've seen most of these. Yeah, a lot of these are probably going to be the same. Oh, and then of course the design wraparound. So this is only half. There's another half that you can't really see it because of the format. Oh, the Johnny Yang foil variant is really cool. I got to meet Johnny at one of the conventions recently. Riley Rossmo doing Batman cover. Dan Mora, of course, with his Fan Expo exclusive. You should check that out if you're one of these Fan Expo events soon. Felix Leon Web Store. This is by Felix Leon. Some specific variants there. Cal New, who just did a really cool Shredder cover as well. This is for the Hollywood Theater Rose City Comic Con by Steve Lever. Then Ben Oliver here for Midtown Comics. Rolling Wave Comics by Dan Penosian. Rose City Comic Con, which is coming up by Liam Sharp. The Comic Corner by Todd Knock. Then we have Chris Stevens here with an Unknown Comics foil variant. and then of course another one with the trade dress on. And there you have it. Those are all the variants you can get for Batman. So let's wrap up this video. I'm very excited for this. I love this first issue. I love the second issue. We'll talk about that more. Like I said, I'll make another video, a follow up, once this is out and people have had enough time to read it. I didn't want to do any. I didn't want to do a review with spoilers that would discourage people from reading or would ruin their reading experience. But I'll definitely talk about what just happened in this first issue. I'm very excited. So follow up and stay tuned on the channel for that. Then go check out my preview of issues 1 and 2, and we have so many cool videos on the channel about comic books. So as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye bye.